Hey everyone, welcome back to your channel Top 10. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Video games aren't just a pastime, they're an art form, a challenge, and for many of us, a way of life. But have you ever stopped to think, what are the greatest video games ever made? Well, we've done the research, we've fought the boss battles, and we've saved the kingdoms. Today, we're diving deep into the pixelated worlds and immersive stories that have defined generations. Buckle up as we count down the top 10 video games of all time. Whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore fan, this list has something for everyone. So grab your controller, and let's get started. And there you have it. You can proceed to introduce each game, offer insights, and share gameplay footage as you go through your top 10 list. 10. Paranormicide. Paranormicide is a unique game that is hard to get your head around but worth playing if any element piques your interest. It is a mystery thriller visual novel published by Square Enix that takes place in 1980s Japan. The game plays out in typical visual novel fashion with moments of interaction that engage the player more. The story and themes are well executed and hard to discuss in detail without ruining some of the fun. Just play it. 9. Pikmin 4. Nintendo continues its trend of innovative sequels with Pikmin 4, the most approachable game in the series to date, and better for it. The fourth game removes the time limit restrictions of past games and does an impeccable job of incentivizing players throughout the experience, always rewarding your efforts in some way. Pikmin 4 is yet another must-play for the Nintendo Switch. 8. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor is, simply put, the best Star Wars game since Knights of the Old Republic. It revisits Cal a few years after Fallen Order and quickly catches players up with what has been going on. As any good sequel does, Survivor streamlines what was messy in its predecessor and opens up the world with more planets to visit and more powers to play with. It also leans into the fun lore of the Old Republic, a beloved part of the franchise. 7. Resident Evil 4. The progenitor of all modern third-person action games is back. The string of Resident Evil remakes from Capcom finally reached Resident Evil 4, and the result is glorious. If you were worried that a remake would not do much for one of the most modern entries in the series, then worry no more. Resident Evil 4 Remake is the best Capcom has to offer, making everything about the original more beautiful while also fixing some of the narrative and mechanical problems of the original in the process. 6. The Girl Out of Me. The Girl Out of Me is an unabashedly queer story that functions as a visual novel but in actuality feels more like a semi-autobiographical memoir, and it's one of the year's most unforgettable experiences. It's a short experience that only runs roughly 40 minutes, but packed into that time is a deeply personal experience that isn't afraid to talk about sex, loneliness, and the process of healing. It's a shining example of what art through the medium of video games can be. 5. Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI marks a huge moment of change for the franchise, bringing in a more mature tone and a drastic shift to action RPG. Even though it draws huge inspiration from the likes of Game of Thrones and God of War, the game manages to translate all that into something that still feels uniquely Final Fantasy. While the combat system and complex characters are highs in their own right, the real star of Final Fantasy XVI are the icon battles, which hit a nearly unmatched level of ambition and scope. 4. Street Fighter VI. 7 years after the middling reception to Street Fighter V, the sixth entry in the series recaptures the utter magic of the king of the fighting game genre. Street Fighter VI is the platonic ideal of a fighting game, offering a finely tuned system perfect for veterans and newcomers alike. The addition of an RPG-like story is just the cherry on top of one of the most stylish and well-executed fighting games ever made. 3. Hi-Fi Rush. Playing Hi-Fi Rush evokes the same feeling as listening to a perfect album in its entirety without interruption. Tango Gameworks, known for horror games like The Evil Within, dropped the biggest surprise hit on gamers this year with no warning, which makes how joyous Hi-Fi Rush's rhythm action and platforming all the more fun. It is dripping with style in its design, sound, and feel and is perfect for anybody looking to recapture that PS2-era magic. 2. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo. Tears of the Kingdom improves upon the masterwork that is Breath of the Wild in almost every way. Hyrule is bigger and better than ever with the addition of Sky Islands and the depths to explore in addition to the main map, while mechanics are more inventive thanks to the endless potential of Ultra Hand and Fuse. Zelda as a franchise rarely does direct sequels, but Tears of the Kingdom justifies itself so competently that you can't help but want this era of Zelda to be a trilogy. 1. Dead Space. The corridors and inner workings of the USG Ishimura feel brand new again thanks to the 2023 remake of 2008's Dead Space. In a year highlighted by the rebirth of horror classics, see number 6 again. Dead Space stands as a testament to the power of a remake. It recaptures the wonder and terror of the original as you imagine it, which means in reality that everything is better than it ever was in 2008. This is horror at its finest. Wow, what a journey through gaming history we've had today. I hope you enjoyed our countdown of the top 10 video games of all time. Each of these games holds a special place in the hearts of gamers around the world, and they've each contributed something unique to the medium. From groundbreaking mechanics to captivating stories, these games have it all. But hey, the gaming world is ever-changing, so who knows, maybe your future favorite game is just around the corner. If you agreed with our list, or even if you didn't, make sure to leave a comment below telling us about. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. We've got plenty of awesome content coming your way. Thanks for joining us today on Top 10. Until next time, keep gaming and stay awesome.